What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Streamers Cheaters. It's a Halloween special today, so happy Halloween to everyone watching. Today we're going to be looking a little bit deeper into the Mexican streamer called Mirreytv. Now, we know there's been a little bit of speculation. We had a lot of negativity in the comments of the last video we did. A lot of his fans coming over, hitting that thumbs down. So it had over 800 dislikes, that video, which is crazy. And I enjoy it. I'm not bothered. I understand what I'm looking at and what I'm explaining. So today I'm going to be discussing a little bit further in detail about Mirreytv. Everyone claiming that he's a pro player. I'm going to show you reasons why he cannot be a pro player. I'm going to explain the reasons how main streamers who use wall hacks are hiding these wall hacks for their viewers. But also we have something very special at the end of this video, which is a little bit of a shock, and you will see as we get there. Guys, enjoy the video. Right, let's get this video up. This is the video that we have now of Mirreytv again. I just want to go through a couple of clips that are spotted, which in my opinion show that he is in no way a pro player, and I'll explain these clips as we go through them as well. This clip shows him. As you can see here, he has a UAV open. He's looking down in this building. There is nobody. I'll pause it a sec. There is nobody whatsoever on the UAV where he's trying to look as well. Just to point that out to you. But not just that. He has a UAV out and still decides to check his heartbeat sensor. Like, that's a little sign there, in my opinion. If somebody is using wall hacks, they always check the heartbeat sensor in a time of need. Yeah, he's got a UAV out already. The person he's having a battle with here hasn't shown up on the UAV, and he's still whipping out his heartbeat sensor. Having a UAV out as a pro player, you would instantly be checking your minimap. You would not be whipping out your heartbeat sensor. That's just my opinion. This is a moment in Superstore where I believe he actually let slip that he is using wall hacks. The reason for this is that throughout every single game that he plays, he makes sure he's got as many UAVs as possible throughout the game, as well as picking up bounties throughout the game. But when it gets to a close quarters circle like this, in the last fight, 7 people left, right? 7 people left, and he's inside Superstore, so there might be people above him, below him, to the left or right of him. Now watch what he does here. Watch his actions. Yeah. What's he going to benefit from doing that full 360 turn inside there? What's he going to benefit from that? Except for if he has wall hacks on, then he'd be able to see enemies through the walls, wouldn't he? But it's not just that point. Actually, he does a full 360 and then looks up at the roof. Yeah. But not only is he checking his surroundings in the sense of, bearing in mind he's inside an office. Not just checking his surroundings, he's checking above him as well. So you couldn't even claim that actually he's just checking to see if anyone's coming up the stairs behind him or through the doors. In that sort of close quarter vicinity, you'll be able to hear everything. He's got a set of Astro A40s on. You'll be able to hear everything anyway. Footsteps of where they are and whatnot. Okay? But he manages to do a full 360 anyway. It's very suspect in my opinion. And it is not actions of a pro player to be sitting inside an office checking his surroundings in that manner. Lovely driving from a pro player there as well. You know, how can you claim to be a professional player if you don't know the basics? Look at this again. Little mistakes. Bad plays. He hits the floor here and lies down before getting his loadout. Right in the middle of the open, and as you can see, this is just before that last clip where he was sitting in the office. Yeah? And, you know, he's not bothered about his surroundings while he's crouching on the floor in front of a loadout. Professional level? I don't think so. As you can see here, some of his gameplay throughout. These are just to point out now that you will notice he has got constant UAVs. He has got constant bounties. So he's chasing people down. His aim seems to be that little bit more unreal than usual. We've already mentioned in the first video that I believe he's using aimbot. Whatever settings he does use, if he's using aimbot, are very low. Everybody knows about low hacks. Everybody knows about... It just gives people that little bit of an edge. It's hard to distinguish a hacker who's using low hacks to a pro player, to a very good player, because of the way it works. It literally gives them that little bit of an extra edge on their aim. Also, as well, if they are using wall hacks, you will not be able to spot it unless they make mistakes, like doing full 360s in a building, looking up, looking at positions where they shouldn't be looking, pre-aiming, pre-firing. All these things are very, very much so signs that somebody is using wall hacks. Let's carry on with the video. Like that shot then. I mean, headshot. He just got a headshot. But again, how am I meant to claim that he knew he was there using wall hacks if he's got a UAV up? He's got a bounty up. Now, this is a moment he doesn't have a UAV up, okay? Oh. And I believe at that moment there as well, okay? Bearing in mind, when you have aimbot, you can have it set to so many different things. You can have it set so when you aim down sight, it locks on. You can have it set so when you fire, it locks on, which means you could be aiming slightly to the right or left of a person. As soon as you press fire, it locks onto them and then the bullet hits them. Yeah? And that's what that looked like to me then. But again, you can't distinguish it between all of his other plays. He's got so many different plays where you can just tell he's either turning them off and on, or he's just getting very lucky very often. But this guy is in no way a professional player. He might be a good player in Mexico, but I'll tell you now, based on the players I've seen, based on the streamers I've watched, this guy is an average Joe. At best. He's boasting a 4.73 KD with 33,000, more than 33,000 kills, 632 wins. But he plays like he's got a 1 KD, like in his movements, in his gameplay. I'd like to point out the fact that a lot of people who use wall hacks cover them up with UAVs and bounties and the heartbeat sensor and so on. It's when they get in a position where they haven't got a UAV that it becomes a problem. Let's watch this situation here. Okay, for that whole duration of his drive there, he was going towards that place. Keep an eye on the minimap. Keep an eye on the minimap. No one on show. No one on show. No one on the minimap. But he just decides to look left and take a turn. At that moment, I still haven't seen anyone. Now I have. So even though you could say, well, he saw him, for about 30 seconds prior to that, he was heading to that location with no UAV, no bounty, no heartbeat, and no visuals on the enemy at all. And no sounds either. You couldn't hear any enemy sounds. It's just simple situations like this where it can be deemed as lucky or using hacks. Like right now, the position he's looking, position he wants to look at, there was no one there on the UAV. He had the UAV out, but there was no one there, but he still managed to keep looking. It's like he knew he was there first, then popped the UAV so that he had an excuse to start shooting in that direction, but there was no one there. You know what I mean? It's simple situations like this. If I had wall hacks on and there was 10 people in Superstore, I could get in a position in Superstore where none of them would know where I was, but I'd know where every single one of them were, and then I'd just wait for footsteps and pick them off. Because then if I've got footsteps, there's my excuse and reason behind me knowing where the enemy was. You've got to look out for pre-fire, you've got to look out for pre-aim, you've got to look out for all of these things. And it's very hard to find them throughout, especially if somebody's been hacking and getting away with it for a long time. It's a lot harder to spot because they've been getting away with it for that long. They know the motions and the movements. So even if somebody, for example, is spectating them who is using hacks, they will know about it. If someone's spectating them, what if this guy's using hacks? So I'll look in different places where there aren't any enemies, and that covers the back. Similar to what Mo Harrissy did. I've not been biased in any way with the gameplay that's been chosen. I've just clipped like the plays for every kill in the games that I looked at. The thing is with this as well, the main part of this is the fact that he's actually in hacker lobbies. And there's a reason I know this. He actually manages to get killed by a hacker, come back from the gulag, and then he dies to another hacker, different person, and dies to them. I think this is the moment where he actually dies to the hacker. He's been to the gulag after dying to a hacker and now he's come back. And I think he gets absolutely beamed out the vehicle. There we go. Now this pop goes your head, right, is definitely hacking. So now Mirreytv spectates him for a while, right? And this is the funny part. So obviously he's talking about him being a hacker, this, that, the other. Let's watch him, let's spectate him. And you see this guy taking sniper shots from 500 meters and getting clean headshots. This is what you call obvious cheating, full-blown rage hacking. Rage hacking is where you put your aimbot up to the full max amount and it's locking onto heads everywhere. As soon as you took a shot on one, it'll lock onto someone else. Soft hacks are different, where you have the settings low and it just gives you that little bit of an advantage. Soft hacks, low hacks, whatever you want to call them. And it's simple, really. A lot of people don't use aimbot. A lot of people only use wall hacks, because I would tell you now, if you were to use aimbot, you don't know where any enemies are. If you just use aimbot, you don't know where any enemies are. However, if someone shoots at you, you can lock directly onto them. You still have a disadvantage because they will have shot you first. Whereas with wall hacks, you know exactly where everyone is, and if you've got a good enough aim anyway, the wall hacks will make you that much better because you know where every enemy is. Let's go back a little bit because I want to show you something. This person, I think, is basically stream sniping Mirreytv. Must know who he is because he actually taunts him a little bit. Watch this now. I think he goes in here, gives him a little thumbs up. Ready? So he must actually be watching Mirreytv. He's killed him, stream sniped him basically. This guy is being obvious with his hacks. Mirreytv not so much. Mirreytv will make a mistake eventually, I'm sure of it. How about like at the end of this game, while he's spectating a hacker after reporting this hacker and being in a hacker lobby, Mirreytv gets disconnected from the servers. And what does he do after being disconnected? Does he start the game back up and carry on? No. He raids another streamer. He ends up raiding another streamer, which means sending everyone over to their stream and ending his stream there. Server disconnected. Pause it here. You've been disconnected from Call of Duty Modern Warfare servers. Please try again or visit support.activision.com/Modern Warfare status for updates. Yeah, so he quits to desktop at this point and then he tries to load the game back up and then raids someone quickly. And I mean quickly. Got 4,000 people watching him at this moment where he's just been disconnected. What do we make of that? So there you have it, guys. Mirreytv disconnected from a hacker lobby and then decides, instead of carrying his stream on and starting the game back up, to raid another streamer. It's a nice thing of him to do, send 4,000 viewers over to another streamer. But what was his reason behind it? That's the question. Well, there you have it, guys. Another video on Mirreytv. You see him in hacker lobbies. You see him get disconnected from the server at the end. It was just shortly after he got disconnected, he actually raided someone as well. Which, for those who don't know, that's sending your viewers over to another streamer to go and watch them. I'm not sure how long he'd been streaming before this, but it seemed a little bit suspect for me that he was in a hacker lobby. He got killed by a hacker and then got disconnected himself from the servers and then decided to raid someone. Very suspect. But it's down to you guys to decide again. As I've explained throughout the video, you know, some of the things that we look at, we don't really notice unless you're told to look at them. But again, anybody who's good at hiding wall hacks will always have UAVs up. They will always go for the bounties. But is he a pro player? Not in my opinion, no. I know plenty of average players whose rotations are much better, who play the game a hell of a lot better, and it's down to you guys. If you think he's a pro player, so be it, but I honestly don't think he's at that level whatsoever. If you enjoyed the video, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think of the video as well. What's your opinion on it? Also, if you are new, subscribe and turn on notifications. If you want to support the channel further, hit that blue join button today and join the Triple B fam. All members will unlock a loyalty badge next to the name, custom emojis to use in the chat, as well as being entered into member-only giveaways. Not just that, but we do leak information about future videos in the community section for members only. Guys, until next time, I will catch you on the flip side. Peace!